Brothers and sisters, I am by many means a winner of the lottery of birth. For I have been loved, fed, sheltered, protected, educated, and unrestricted. Each morning I awake to a life of ease and possibility that is beyond the horizons of billions. Billions likely more worthy and capable than I. So why me? This question has clung to my lungs since childhood. For you see, this victory I refer to is Pyrrhic. As much as I'd like to attribute it to the sweat of my brow, which, to be sure, plays some part, the truth is, there is so much that is fortuitous about my circumstances. So many of my fortunes have been shaped by the hands of others, by ancestors who tended to the soil that nurtures the fruits that I now eat in carefree abundance, by centuries of brutal colonialism and their legacies of stolen land, resources, labor, and dignity. Dominion through which generations have been enriched, nations built, all while subjugating entire populations to poverty, violence, and trauma. I am a beneficiary of these guilty foundations, and I submit that many of us here are too. And you may agree with me in saying that the scales of justice aren't equally weighed out. While there are a few with great power and material fortunes who orchestrate and divide, for many, the batteries are not included. There is the promise, the empty promise of effort being rewarded, the promise of a good life unlocked by hard work and perseverance. And the sting of failure that's simply down to the dreamer's lazy incompetence. But tell that to the mother of two who works 3 jobs just to make ends meet. In a hamster wheel existence, to pay the rent, to eat, to keep the lights on. Tell that to children slaving for designer brands in factories. Tell that to subsistence farmers whose fates are pegged to the climate they had no hand in changing. Tell that to the men on Manus Island fleeing persecution only to end up in tax-funded gulags. Tell that to Indigenous Australians, the world's oldest living culture, constantly denigrated, ruthlessly incarcerated, all while paradise thieves roam free and war criminals earn praise and speaking fees. No, the batteries are not included for many. The ways and means to shape our lives for the better. A living wage, housing, healthcare, education, genuine autonomy, freedom from discrimination, amidst our claims of progress and advancement, is a moral chasm that's widening. Amidst iPhones, space travel, and automation, there coexists depression, deprivation, dispossession. Brothers and sisters, we have been atomized by ideology, by political and economic machinery, pitted against each other. Survival of the fittest we mindlessly declare, assuming the rules to be impartial and fair. But when 8 men own as much as 3.5 billion people, it is decidedly not. These are but the vile results that greed has begot. But brothers and sisters, I don't aim to admonish or despair, nor place hope in hollow prayer. Let us honor our moral imaginations. Let us agitate, vote, invest in a recalibration. For we need not be resigned to this lottery of birth. The lines of inequity were not drawn upon primordial earth. Though they bear our shame, we can redefine what is done in our name. And together, we can shape a common future where, regardless of where a child's feet land, the batteries are included.